Hello YouTube. Just wanted to share something with you here. Excuse me, allergies. Well, this is my standard manufacturing single action army. I've done another video on it. Great firearm, very happy with it. But I did have a problem with it. Anyway, there it is. The problem was I couldn't get this pin here out to disassemble to clean it. It came out fine when I first bought it, but after I put I think I put around 20 or 30 rounds through it at the range, it was really tight. Then, I don't know, a year later I put another 25 rounds through it. Altogether it was a little less than 50 rounds. I still have a couple left in the box. I couldn't hardly get the pin out. We bought this, I say weeks, my wife ordered it. I bought this pin removal tool. It's for a Colt single action, but it worked fine. You stick it, let me show you on this part right here. It just sticks in these little grooves right here. So I bought that, stuck it in there, and took a little rubber mallet and pounded it out. It was almost impossible to get out. So anyway, I contacted Standard about sending it off to be repaired. Standard said no problem. Talked to a gentleman there named Jason. That's who I was emailing back and forth with. And I thank you, Jason, for taking care of my problem. I know you were sick of hearing from me. You were probably so glad to be done with me after all the emails we went through back and forth. But after explaining the problem to Jason on the phone in person and then the emails for, I guess, records or whatever, he got me I forgot what they call it, basically a claim number to send it off and get it repaired through them because it has a lifetime warranty. So I bought this little case here. It's like a Pelican case, but cheaper. So I packaged everything up. The Standard did tell me that they couldn't guarantee I could get the case back. They would try their best, but sometimes they get misplaced or whatever. They recommended mailing it back in the box I got it in, but I wanted it to be a little more secure. So I bought that. I thought I did my homework. I got on the internet and found out how to legally, correctly ship a firearm. Because you can't do it to the post office. They don't do firearms. Well, I think you can do a shotgun, and there's some stipulations on a rifle, but for the most part, you don't deal with the post office. UPS, they stopped doing it a while back. Unless you have an FFL, Federal Firearms License, which I don't. Individuals, the public, most of us can't ship firearms through UPS. Looked like FedEx did it from what I saw on the internet. Called up FedEx. FedEx is like, sure, you can do it. Got to jump through a few hoops. Got to be in a container. You don't label it a firearm, but when you take it to them, you have to tell them it's a firearm. Certain paperwork you have to fill out. You have to take it to a hub, not one of those local drop-off centers, not one of those places that do UPS and all these other companies. You have to take it to FedEx hub, like where the big trucks go and load up to ship stuff off. Well, lucky enough, I live on the Gulf of Mexico here, down on the coast. There is a hub about 20 miles from my house. So I did everything the lady on the phone told me to do. I packaged it up in the secure box. I had all my paperwork filled out and labeled everything. I went inside with the firearm secured in the box. No ammunition, of course. Told them I have a firearm. I want to ship it back to the manufacturer because no matter what, you can't, like, you know, ship it to somebody you sold it to or to your cousin in California. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Excuse me. Then I was shipping it back to the manufacturer. She's like, oh, we can't do that. We don't ship firearms anymore after beginning of the year. It's 2024 right now. I explained to her, I talked to a lady on the phone. She was really nice. She said, we don't do it. So I went out in the parking lot and I got on my phone And we called up FedEx, my wife and I. And I talked to a supervisor, and this FedEx person told me that they don't do it anymore after the beginning of the year. And she actually told me that you have to have an FFL, but they're even not doing it for new FFLs, only grandfathered ones. Because I talked to a lady that starts new accounts. And I think she maybe thought I want to start an account at first, because she's like, well, we don't do new FFL accounts. You have to be grandfathered in, last year. And I explained, no, private individual, what I was doing. Yeah, we don't ship firearms. Sorry, buddy. So, I don't live in a rural community. I mean, we're a city. We're not real big. We're not LA, like where I grew up, or Atlanta, or Dallas, or something. And there's a couple mom and pop gun stores. They would ship them for me. There's not going to be the insurance on it that I needed. They're just going to ship a regular old ground. They said, that's just what they do. And they're going to charge me a decent little chunk of money to do it. So I hit them up, different places. I went back to because I bought through Standard. And when I first started this video, it was going to be about Standard and, shipping my firearm off and how the customer service was. But it's more ended up in what a pain in the ass it is to ship a firearm. So anyway, I bought this through Standard, and I had it shipped to my FFL. It was a gunsmith. Great gunsmith that we have down here. I talked to him. Most of all his stuff's local. He doesn't really ship things anywhere. On occasion, he does have people or other entities, gun stores, wherever, ship him things that he works on. So he said that he could ship it out in his next order, but he only ships out about every 6 weeks when he gets enough to make it worth his time to go down there, fill out all the paperwork, and jump through the hoops. I guess, it's a pain in the ass for him too. Well, I didn't really want to wait that long. And again, by the time I paid him for, for his time and stuff, and still really with the insurance and everything, it was starting to get expensive to ship this thing. Well, my wife and I, we go on vacations a lot, and we do overlanding. You can look that up. We have a Jeep, and we travel around and do overlanding in our vehicle. We just said, we'll just take our next vacation out there, and I'll just drop it off in person. So I don't remember if I called Jason or emailed him about the situation and said, hey, I can't get it shipped to you. It's not going to happen. Best scenario I got is I can drive it to you or whatever. Well, he said that we don't usually do this. Let me get a hold of my gunsmith and let me talk to him and go through what we got going on and just see if I get the parts out. Because I told him I got a degree in engineering. I'm pretty sure I can figure this out. It's this pin. If you take the cylinder out of the firearm and just put this old pin in there, there's a little detent back here that this fits in, kind of like this. And then you have the frame right here, and then you rotate it, it gets stiff in certain spots. It's because this has a slight bow to it. I took a straight edge to it, and it's slightly bowed. Not a lot, but it's bowed enough that it's screwed up. So I talked to him, and he's like, let me see what I can do. Well, I got the new one in here, so obviously Jason took care of me. Didn't charge me for it, didn't charge me for shipping. After my email, man, 3-4 days later, I got the new part in the mail. Great on Standard. I like the firearm, I like the customer service. And this little bad boy, I can get it out with my fingernail now. No need in pulling it all the way out and pulling the cylinder out, but it's perfect. And my hand wasn't over the edge. Well, it is now, but it wasn't when I cocked it. It was on top. But it's unloaded anyway. I checked it before I did the video. But anyway, I just want to make this video to let y'all know if you are planning on sending a firearm back. If it's under recall, it's a lot easier to take it to where you bought it to do it, because they're doing numerous ones and shipping them back there. But something like this, it's a pain in the ass. If you're one of those people that think, hey, you know what, I'll just buy XYZ gun, it's only $250 or something, and if something's wrong with it, I'll just ship it back in because it has that handy dandy lifetime warranty. It's not worth it. By all the pain in the butt you got to go through to do this, And I doubt that those people are just going to send you the part, even if you are able to fix it yourself and diagnose it. It'd probably be easier to go out and get you another $250 firearm. But obviously on this, I wasn't spending another $2,000 to buy another firearm because of a bent pin. But anyway, moral of the story, very difficult to ship firearms. Even though they're completely legal, it's a constitutional right that we get to own them. I guess we can own them, we just can't ship them off to get them fixed. And Standard has great customer service. I think most of your reputable firearms companies really do have great. I've dealt with a couple others, firearms that I've had problems with years ago. Very minor problems. And they had sent me some parts that I needed and took care of me right away. But that was my ordeal that I went through trying to get this fixed. So if you have anything that you need to get fixed or send off, research it. All I can say is I hope you have better luck than I did trying to ship it, or you have probably maybe you have a much bigger gun store around by you that deals with shipping a lot more than the little places around by my house. But anyway, thanks for watching my video here. Appreciate you listening to me, bitch. And as always, God bless, happy shooting, and safe shooting.